the annual award event for the best performing primary dealer market maker in the government securities for the period October 2020 to September 2021. So let me just make some brief remarks on that. Once again, a good morning to you all. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the first annual award event to recognize the best performing primary dealer market maker in the Uganda's government securities market during the period October 2020 to September 2021. The Bank of Uganda initially launched the primary dealer system in 2005 with the following objectives. 1, to promote participation in government securities market. 2, to foster the development of the financial markets. 3, to improve the secondary market trading system. And 4, to enhance government securities market efficiency and operations. As part of our commitment to further develop the government securities market and the financial market, we launched reforms to the primary dealer system in 2016. The objective is to develop the secondary market, which will provide an enabling environment to raise capital, as well as provide benchmark pricing for other private sector asset classes, including loans, corporate bonds, among others. The reforms did culminate into Bank of Uganda appointing 7 commercial banks in October 2020 to be the primary dealer market makers for the period of 3 years. This aligned our financial market with international best practice, and our market is now amongst a handful of African countries with functional primary dealer system. As of October 2021, United Bank of Africa was appointed as the 8th primary dealer market maker. I applaud these primary dealer market makers for mobilizing over 12 trillion Uganda shillings in the scheduled calendar auctions in the primary market during the period October 2020 to September 2021. Also, an additional Uganda shillings 1.4 trillion was raised through private placement auctions. In the secondary market, I applaud all the banks and market players because Uganda shillings 42.71 trillion was transacted during the same period, compared to only 10.9 trillion before the launch of the primary dealer market makers system. This is an increase of nearly 290%. We at the Bank of Uganda conducted an evaluation of the first year of the primary dealer market makers system, in which we analyzed time series data of the primary and secondary market performance, and I'm happy to present the results to you. First, there is an uptrend in the bid to cover ratio, implying improvements in the primary market activity. Bid to cover ratios rose to 2.1 from 1.6 previously. Secondly, the monthly secondary market activity is on average nearly 3 times the monthly issuance compared to 1.1 times previously. Then thirdly, the secondary market annual turnover ratio was 156%, meaning that annual traded volumes are 1.56 times the outstanding stock. Previously, the turnover ratio was only 54%. Fourthly, the yield between the secondary market and primary market yields is lower and the spreads are narrower, reflecting declining transaction costs. Fifth, there is more competition in the monthly evaluation of the best performing primary dealer market makers, with more banks emerging best performers. And lastly, there is an increased use in the horizontal repo by banks to meet the daily liquidity obligations. The Bank of Uganda has open communication lines with the primary dealer market makers to not only improve the system but also to develop our financial market. I was made aware that the PDDEM Association has had a fiscal meeting with the Permanent Secretary, Secretary Treasury, and a discussion was conducted at the Ministry of Finance headquarters in the presence of our Financial Markets Department. The bank welcomes such initiatives given that we recognize that improved relations between market makers and the issuer have the potential to lower government security yields and in turn form a synchronized yield curve across all the tenors in line with the central bank rate and thus lower commercial bank lending rates and development of the corporate bond market. We are prioritizing global visibility of our government securities, and therefore the primary dealer market makers need to comply with the obligations to post two-way prices at all times during trading hours. This will enable us to join the Blue Bank African Bond Indices, which is abbreviated as ABABI. The African Development Bank administers the ABABI, a family of African bond indices launched in 2015 and calculated independently of Bloomberg. Frontier and emerging market indices such as ABABI, FTSE Frontier Market Index, and the JP Morgan Emerging Market Index, among others, are reliable tools for international investors to measure and track our bond market while providing us with opportunities to diversify our funding instruments, boost transparency, and widen investor base. The bank is also in advanced stages to ensure that the financial markets can conduct borrowing and lending of securities. This, we are optimistic, will improve on liquidity in the various tenors as we modernize our financial markets and attract more global and domestic investors. I therefore applaud the contribution of all the commercial banks toward the development of the government securities market. Let us continue to work together. Our financial markets have the potential to achieve so much more, and we should not just rest on the recent developments. Like I mentioned before, the Bank of Uganda established a system that evaluates the performance of each primary dealer market maker bank based on various criteria with the objectives of identifying the best primary dealer market maker and facilitating competition among the primary dealer market makers banks. This competition, we believe, will lead to more efficiency in the system and better services to clients. It's from this background that I wish to acknowledge the role that the primary dealer market maker of the year award winner has played. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm therefore pleased to announce that Standard Chartered Bank Uganda Limited as the best performing primary dealer market maker in Uganda government securities during the period October 2020 to September 2021. I now invite the CEO, Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank Uganda Limited, Mr. Albert Salston, to receive the award. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, congratulations to you and all the financial markets team, and I thank you all for listening to me. I don't know whether Salston, Albert, you have something to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And just something very briefly, just to note that we are extremely humbled and grateful to receive this award and recognition. And I would also want to state that it's a testament of the collective effort by cross-functional teams at the bank to get to this particular stage. And it involves our wealth management team, our financial market sales team, financial market traders, our security services team that interface with foreign participants, and anchored by our global research team that made several presentations that made the foreign participants more aware of the fundamentals in the Ugandan economy to make them participate. And I also want to say that as much as this award is for our performance over the period as you specified, October 20 to September 21, it is also an aspiration for us to continuously innovate and improve on our government securities value proposition to our clients, to ease purchases and sales, sharpen pricing, quicken settlement, and ease access to valuation of their positions, among other things. Basically, this award has only fueled our desire to do more. And I noted that this award is another way of driving competition in the primary dealer space, and we welcome that competition, and we look forward to sometime this year or next year to see who the next winner is. But watch the space. Possibly start chatting again.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Albert, for those brief remarks. So I think on that note, thank you for your indulgence on this and for giving me time to make this award to Standard Chartered Bank. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a very blessed day and a good afternoon. Thank you.